love it when I turn up the bass. They love it when I turn up the bass.
What's up there, everybody? Citrus Aviation here with yet another video. Today, I'm going to show you how I set up my Raleigh-Durham International Model Airport here. Complete with the terminal, the mat, the aircraft, the GSE, everything, and how to make your model airport just put it together and look nice. So the first thing you're going to need is a surface to put your airport on. And I personally use these folder tables. I get these from Target. I think they are 40 inches in length. They're not as long as the Costco tables you can get. I think these are 4 feet. But the nice thing about these is that their center here where they fold is nice and flat. Whereas the Costco tables often there's like a little bit of a raise and it doesn't lie perfectly flat. You want this to be flat all the way across. This is what it looks like when the table's folded. This is what it looks like when you've unfolded the table. And this is what you're going to put your boards on. So here's some of the boards here. And we'll put them on here in just a second. So with the board here, we have our boards. These are, what are these, about 2 foot by 2 foot boards. And I have 4 of them for the Raleigh-Durham Airport board. You can see this is Terminal C. And it fits perfectly right in along the crease here of these tables. So this is the board, this table. I slide it on over. And then just line it up like that. You can see it does fit really well. The table's a little bit longer than the board is, so there's a little bit of overlap here, but that's okay. So I just slide these two together and then just line it up like so. That's the boards there. And you can see I have 3 of them. I'm gonna put the 4th one down over here. Boards have been placed on the table, and you may notice there's a slight color variation here on the board. You see it's kind of yellowish, and then the white, this is where the terminal is going to go. This part has turned into a yellowish color, and I think it's primarily because the sun has been shining on this part of the board in my last place I had in Utah, and because of that, it has kind of yellowed a little bit. The sun tends to yellow everything it touches, even a little bit. And you can see it's happened to the board, even though mostly this never got in that much, if any, direct sunlight. But still enough, you can see it yellowed the board versus where the terminal was, which I think is kind of interesting to look at. As I'm taking these items out of the boxes, I put them in this box here, in the box it came in. I just got another casing. Some of these items, when they were out in the climate, didn't hold up super well, and that's because you're looking at this is plastic. These are resin molded plastic. These are really well done, but they do not hold up really well, as I've found out, to summer climates. So that's not ideal. However, this also still works. The ones that are in these boxes in particular are just fine. So if you're ever transporting these and you wonder if they'll be okay, don't leave them out in the climate very long, as I found out. So some of the terminal pieces did get a little bit warped here, so you can see that's what happens when these items were in the car for a couple weeks in the heat during the summer. So that's happens to resin plastic, but overall the setup looks nice and it is great. You can see the terminal pieces are out, and once you have it set up, you have your terminal all ready to go. When you have a model airport like this, you really do want to have places to store all your GSE gates and that sort of thing. Makes it easier for transportation or just for storage around your facility. So I have this is just a little like Stanley thing that I just picked up at Harbor Freight. It's a little storage thing. You have little storage compartments in here for all of your items, and you can just pull them out and get easy access to them, which is nice to have. So I keep the little plastic bags that these items come with. These are new ones that I am doing a video on in the near future. But the rest of these are ones I've had for a while, and we're gonna take the gates out and the little gate pegs, and we're gonna put them in. And just want to show you this real quick, because this is a really helpful tool. You can pick these up for like 10-15 bucks, whatever it is you want to get, how big you want them, the size, how much quantity. But these are super helpful for storing your GSE, your little items like that, and for keeping track of them. I highly recommend picking up one. When you're placing your gates down on your board, you want to keep a couple of things in mind. For one, you want to see where the gate's going to connect to the terminal, and then the second thing is you want to see where your Jeybridge is going to extend. So for example, if I put this here at gate Charlie 21, I want to be able to have it extend out to where I'd park a mainline aircraft. So right here, need to be able to have it fully extend out to here for an Airbus or 737, but at the same time also be able to have it retract so it parks in the safe storage area. So I can pull it back to safe storage area when there is not an aircraft parked there. So for this gate, probably the best place to put it is right here, so I can extend it all the way over here to one of these two lines and then pull it back. So I'm using the Jeybridges. There's two lengths that you can use. This one's the shorter one here, and this is the longer Jeybridge right here. You can see the length difference in those two. I personally, for these gates up here, prefer to use the longer one. So I will be doing that because that just gives you more flexibility. For the regional gates that I have on the back side, those will use the shorter Jeybridges, but for the most part, generally the general Jeybridges, I prefer to use the longer ones. You can see you got a lot more extension here. This goes all the way out to the third line here, and I can still pull it back into the area where the Jeybridge is stowed. So I like that flexibility. This one's a little bit stiff, but you know, that's the way it is. That's how you do your Jeybridges. That's how you do it to make it look realistic. Yes, I've also painted the canopies so they're black on the end. You can also put your airline stickers there too as well if you want to, and paint and put the numbers on top. I have not done that yet. I also am looking forward to getting a kit that would allow me to modify these bridges to make them more realistic with air conditioner, things like that. So we'll see how that looks in the future, but for now this is a fairly realistic setup here, and that's how I do my Jeybridges, and maybe that'll be a nice guide for you. Setting up a model airport like this, putting out the aircraft, the Jeybridges, and the GSE is probably, without a shadow of a doubt, the most time-consuming part of doing this setup. It takes hours to do it for an airport like this. And the result is worthwhile. It's a lot of effort, takes a lot of time, and you know, you gotta place things properly and do it in a nice looking order. So this part of the process here, as fun as it is probably the most time consuming, tedious, and kind of not fun part of doing this, but it is what I signed up for. So you know, that's just part of having a model airport. So just know when you do this part, when you have this much GSE and this many planes and this big of a terminal, this takes quite a while to do. And just like that, you have your model airport set up. So as you can see here, I have my aircraft out on the board with the terminal and the Jeybridges and the GSE all set up. This takes quite a while to do. Like, this took me about 4 or 5 hours total to get all this all set up. But that's just kind of the way it is when you set up your model airport, particularly for the first time. And then once you take aircraft off, you rearrange them, you move GSE around, whatever makes all the setups that you want. It can take quite a while to do, but the result is incredible and it looks great. So this is my Raleigh-Durham Model Airport Terminal 2 that I have set up here. I'm really happy with the results, and I hope you enjoy taking a look at it. This is the airport, this is how I do it. A Terminal 1 is coming. I do currently have that on order from Tarmac Designs, and once that is ready to go, we'll make a setup for that board as well. That's 9 gates, whereas this is quite a few more than 9 gates here. I have 34 gates here at Raleigh's Terminal 2, and so it's one of the larger single terminals. It's actually effectively a downsized version of Detroit's Terminal Alpha, which is a 70 gate terminal, one of the largest in the world. In fact, Detroit's Terminal A, Magnum Air Terminal, is the single longest terminal building in the world. And so that's pretty impressive. This is about half the length of that one, 35 gates here. But it's still a really neat setup. Raleigh is a very rapidly expanding and changing market, so I'm really excited to keep doing these model airport videos and get some more of the international aircraft to fly in here. I do have the Air France 787 setup. You'll see this, I have an A350 as well. There's just some really interesting international and domestic flights that come in, which is why I picked this airport, along with the fact that I used the plane spot here and lived in this area for a short little while. I love Raleigh-Durham Airport. I haven't flown through it yet since I've been, an adult and walking. This is one of those airports I want to fly into and check out, which hopefully will happen this coming spring. I'll visit Raleigh, and it'll be fun. But yeah, that's basically it for the setup of Model Airport. It really is a lot of fun, and really there's so many model companies that make it happen. Just going to shout out a couple of the model companies you can do. Layover Layouts will build you a wonderful mat. Now for this one I did decide to do it myself, but I'm probably going to choose Layover Layouts for the Terminal 1 design. And then Tarmac Designs does the terminal buildings. He did this one here. Really nice job by him, and he'll be doing Terminal 1 as well. Great job, great effort. I like the stuff they does. And then if you're looking for GSE, there are so many different options. Just a couple of the ones that I have used here. I've used Paracel GSE, I have used Tiny Tug Designs, and I have used Jet Set Models 400. All three of those produce excellent GSE, and I have them spread throughout the terminals here, and it's just really good quality stuff. All of them make a unique product. Some of them have some overlapping products, but overall you're looking at very good quality, and they're all custom done by people who really love this industry. So I recommend going and checking them out. So that's basically it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed watching, and you got sort of an insight a little bit into how a model airport is set up. And I hope you all enjoy it, and use this as a guide if you want to build and put together your own model airport. But we now live in a current era where here in the 2020s, this decade so far has proven to be the decade for model airports, where you can basically design and develop whatever model airport you want and have it set up and look really realistic. And so that's really what this model industry is moving towards. And it's really towards where it's almost less about the model airplanes like it has been for a long time. It's more about the model airports and the setups you can build with them. And so that's what I did here. I'm gonna do another one with the Terminal 1 project for all of you. I still have to finish building that Des Moines terminal, and then can start doing that, and then we'll see what happens from there. Don't worry, there will also be more Atlanta model airport videos. Those will be coming back soon as well. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of the day. God bless.